Hello, my friends. It is a pleasure for me to be able to come and speak once again with you and to give you some encouraging words because you are living in turbulent times and you don't need me to tell you that. And it is come to the point where you really need to start to address what I am about to tell you and to put it into practice. It has been almost 5 years since I spoke to you at the anniversary celebration about the fact that everyone will become their own medium. And in these turbulent times, having a link to the world of spirit is definitely something to help you so that you can avoid the pitfalls as you proceed in your life, during your life's journey. When I explained that to you, I did not tell you how to do it. And most of you are not natural born mediums, so it does not come naturally to you. But I want to point out to you and make it very crystalline clear that what you just did, that meditation of seeing yourself as divine energy and expanding and melding with people in the world of spirit, is the exact way to make contact with us. Again, the point of it is not just to have a reminiscent time with your relatives who now reside in the spirit world, although you're certainly welcome to do that. But we are also hoping that we can inspire you with things to do in your own life so that you can proceed and avoid some of the troubles that are about to occur. It will be, if you think it's turbulent now, you have just put your little toe into the waters of turbulence. So it would behoove you to use this technique on a semi-regular basis. I'm not saying do it 3 times a day. I'm not saying do it twice a day or once a day. Once a week would be good. Once every 2 weeks would be good. It does not matter the frequency. What matters is that you proceed in doing it. Because, my friends, this skill is very much like playing the piano. And if you ever watched a small child who learns how to play the piano, they are not a Van Cliburn when they start out. They're far from it. And doing this technique of connecting with the world of spirit is similar. You are not going to master it the first time. It takes some practice. So this is why we are encouraging you to take some time and go into the same meditation, become the divine crystalline energy, and merge with us. And when you do, take time to listen. Ask a question mentally, and we will respond. If you want to speak to a specific spirit, visualize that spirit in their bubble of light, in their sphere of light, and watch them merge with you. And that will occur. Remember, thoughts are things. Intentions are powerful. Everything works on thought energy. Everything works on energy. And your thought puts things into motion. So what I am encouraging you to do, very strongly encouraging you to do, is to take some time and go and do this meditation on a regular basis so that you can become comfortable with it. So when a crisis occurs, or if you become aware that one is about to occur, you will have the skills to contact us and commune with us so we can give you the advice on how to proceed. There may come a time where you do not have the time to contact the medium and make an appointment to figure out to talk to us. It's time for you to learn to do it yourselves. No one's asking you to stand up and give messages on a platform. No one's asking you to share what you are getting with anyone else. This is for your own personal guidance from your own spirit people. It will be a useful tool in the days to come. So be it. Let me have the first question, please. Hello? Carol, you have to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
Yes.
Okay, the first question.
Give me a second here. Let me get back into the energy. Okay, proceed.
Okay, thank you for being here. Sorry, I was muted. The first question is from Susan Yu. Dolores Cannon, a quantum hypnotherapist, brought forth the concept of background people. They are people who live here on Earth, but not necessarily to grow and evolve their souls. They are like extras in a movie. Can you comment on this? And if they do exist, do they have souls like the rest of us? What is their purpose, and how much of the population is part of the background people? Would they be the unawakened? Thank you.
My friend, you are the unawakened. They are very much awake. They are here to serve humanity in their quest of going from one age into another. They are here to assist energetically with the changes that need to happen. They have been here for quite some time. They are their physical presence is not always seen by human beings. They are here, but they are deliberately vibrating on a frequency that is just slightly higher than most human perception visually. Therefore, they can walk among you invisibly and work on energetic fields to enhance communication, especially for those who are open to communication. This is part of what we were talking about before, about you learning to do your own mediumship, not to give messages, but to connect with the world of spirit for guidance. They are here to assist in that. because as time goes on, more and more people will become aware of their birthright to commune with the world of spirit. And they will need a bit of an energetic boost in order to create their links and to create that communication. And these people are here to help serve that purpose. And therefore, that is why they are here. Do you understand?
Thank you. The next question is from Fenton. Carl allegedly had a chip inserted in his body by aliens as a young boy. Is this accurate? And if so, what was its purpose? When he thought about removing it as an adult, his guides advised against it. Why was that recommended by his guides?
The chip, as you refer to it, was a way for, it was a monitoring device. It was a way for spirit to know what he was experiencing on a daily basis. And especially when he was working as a medium, even though he worked as a medium as a young child, he would simply go into it. He didn't have to sit down, do formal readings where people would come into his house and he would tell them things and they couldn't understand how he would know them. So he was working as a medium from the age of 3. The chip was put in about a year or 2 later, and it was the monitor. It was a like broadcasting system to the people he was attached to. And if you look at it this way, you know he was a medium and he talked to the world of spirit, but he also talked to the people living in other worlds. And those are the people who put the chip into him, and those are the people who were monitoring him. So he was also in communication with what you would term aliens or extraterrestrials. And they were the ones who were monitoring him. Spirit told them not to remove it because they wanted to continue the monitoring device. It was a two-way link. It also helped him receive communication from the extraterrestrial worlds about things that they wanted him to accomplish. They also could monitor what he was doing and what he was receiving at the same time. So that was the purpose of the chip, as you refer to it. And it served him well. It served the people that he served at your organization well too, because he was in constant communication with the world of spirit, who guided the teachings of your church, who guided what he should say at times, who gave him speeches at times. And what the chip actually did was to enhance his ability to receive knowledge. If you think about it this way, it was like an amplifier. That's the word I was looking for. It amplified signals, so he didn't have to work so hard to receive the information. Do you understand?
Thank you. The next question is from Ann B. for Carl. I'm asking this on behalf of a family member. We know there are different types of energy. What form of energy is the soul? Is it a form of energy that humans are not aware of? Thank you.
The soul is divine crystalline energy. It is the energy of the creator. It is the energy of God, if you want to look at it that way. It is, and God created everything. So it really is the interconnectedness between every living thing, plant, animal, mineral, extraterrestrial, spirit world. It all interconnects because it is all the same energy. What the the sad part, as what you said, is, are we not aware of it? And the answer of that question is, for 99% of the people, the answer is yes, they are not aware of it, because the religious leaders have brainwashed and have put you into a mental place where you follow exactly what they say. And they have taught you that God is out in a piece of real estate up in the sky, sitting on a throne with a long beard, and you have to send your prayers to him. Nonsense. That won't accomplish anything. Your crystalline energy, which is your soul, is within you, or actually you are within it. And therefore, when you connect as you did just previously, you are connecting with the God energy and can then learn to manifest for yourself and learn to receive guidance for yourself. And that is the important thing to start to work on, being able to do this. Again, we urge you to practice this. Practice it as much as you can. No one's saying you have to sit and do it for an hour. No one says you have to do it for 20 minutes. The mere fact of attuning into that energy and experiencing it and holding it, even if it's or just 2 minutes, is a powerful experience. For the more you do it, the easier it will be for you to do it. It's not a question of you for having to hold the energy for a long period of time. It is a question for you to be able to connect, be able to communicate, and then be able to act on that information. Do you understand?
Thank you. Next question is from Carol C. And we were just talking about divine energy and how everything's a part of that. So what happens to the entities, human or otherwise, that have been part of the Luciferian abuse, torture, and murder of children and adults? Since all life is a part of that divine energy, even these entities, is there understanding, healing, and salvation for them when they pass over, or have they gone too far? Do they have a soul as we understand that to be? Thank you.
As was just stated, everyone has a soul. It matters not how they live their life, they still possess a soul. What will matter is when, if they have not made amends for the negativity that they've done in their life, when their soul leaves their body, it will go into a frequency of the spirit world, which is not very high, where other souls of a darker nature reside. And it will be up to, and they will stay there for as long as is needed until they start to elevate their soul and begin to grow spiritually. If you have not heard this before, you are going to hear it now. The spirit world has many different levels. If you go into the book of books and they talk about Jacob's dream, and Jacob saw the angels going up and down the ladder to heaven. Well, that ladder was the world of spirit, and each rung of the ladder was a different dimension of the spirit world. And those on the higher dimensions of the spirit world have the ability to go down the ladder to help those who are not as spiritually advanced. They stay there, they teach them, they make them, they help them to face what they've done. They're kind of like what you would call physical therapists in the world of spirit. They make them go through therapy in order to look at their lives, in order to learn how to forgive themselves and learn how to become a little bit more spiritually advanced. And when they have gained the privilege of becoming a little bit more spiritually advanced, they go up to the next rung on the ladder, and they stay there until they can advance a little further and go up the next rung. So no, they are not lost forever. They are as lost as long as they want to stay lost. But if they are open to learning and learn and how to become more spiritually involved, they can eventually work themselves out of it. And at that point, they will become back, have the opportunity to come back for another lifetime to see if they can live their life on a much more spiritual level. Because if they fail again, they'll end up in the same, repeating the same thing they just did, going to the lower realms of the spirit world and having to work their way up again. But if and if they have a more spiritual life, they'll come back into a higher dimension and then continue to process as all spirits do, to go into the higher and higher realms of spirit. Do you understand?
Thank you. So you were just talking about the chip that Carl Hewitt had. And do any of us on this Zoom have chips?
No.
Okay, thank you. We have another question from Lou Vera. What really happened to Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe became a liability to the hires up in the political realms because she had a reputation of not being she was not a socialite. She was a Hollywood star. There was a certain amount of sexual innuendo that that surrounded her, and so when she became involved with the higher echelons of the political world, it kind of put a bit of a shadow over them, especially since this was happening outside the institution of marriage, which also put another layer of negativity about it. And it was decided that she should be terminated, to put it mildly, or bluntly, I suppose, because that would stop all the negative clouds surrounding the political people. It was an unfortunate event, something that she did not foresee as she was participating in this process. Do you understand?
Thank you. And a question from Anne B. Further in regard to the soul energy. I think my family member was thinking on the level of physics, recognizing that there is chemical energy, gravitational energy, electrical energy. Is the soul connected to any of these energies, or is the energy different? Thank you.
The energy of the soul is everything. So everything that you had just mentioned is part of soul energy, is a part of aspect of the soul energy. You must start to understand that crystalline energy is all. You are crystalline energy, therefore you are all. You are the flowers, you are the trees, you are physics, you are chemistry, you are everything that's in this universe. It's all coming from the same energy, the same principles, the same thing. The energies that you have mentioned are subdivisions of this, but it's all part of the all part of the all in all. So therefore, everything is divine crystalline energy. Do you understand?
Thank you. That's the last question for today, but I would like to ask you if you have anything to say to us or to share with us before we close.
You live in a physical world, and you've lived within your physical perceptions for most of your life. For those of you on this journey into spirituality and into connecting with your crystalline energy, it is hard for you to realize that what you really have is a door that opens to all possibilities. As was stated before, this is God's energy. God created everything. You are God's. You can create energy. So it's kind of like opening a magic book, and you can create whatever you wish, whatever you would like. But your human perceptions, you've lived in limitation for so long that it's very difficult for you to understand that. It's very difficult for you to comprehend that because you have lived in lack. You have lived without this knowledge, and you've lived outside of this energy. So we say to you that you need to, it's a bad phrase, you need to. It is important for you to understand that you live in these restrictions, and for you to get beyond that restriction. So that you come into working with the divine energy, with the knowledge, with the absolute knowledge that you are divine energy, without hesitation, without limitations. You just are it. That is a very important part of it. You have to realize that you are divine energy, which means there are no limitations for you. So that when you become that, when you connect with it, even though you are it, but your perceptions keep you from it all the time. So you have to step into who you really are, but you are it anyhow. I know that sounds redundant and circular, but unfortunately, the human mind has been conditioned so strongly to live in lack that you have to understand that when you get there, you can do anything. You can bring whatever you need into your life. You can commune with the world of spirit. You can do whatever you want, whatever you need. And this is why it's such a powerful tool. And this is part of the reason we have been encouraging you this session to, now that you are starting to learn the correct technique of getting into this energy, to utilize it, not just during this church service, but to utilize it on a regular basis as much as you can, to facilitate this, to enhance your ability to manifest whatever you need into your life. This is the most powerful thing we can tell you today, because, as you know, things are changing. There are turbulent times, and you will need to be able to manifest certain things. You will need to be able to understand what's coming ahead and try to avoid it. So this is a very powerful and important tool for you to start to utilize it, so that as you do it more and more, you become better and better. And your knowingness that you can do it increases, and therefore your hesitation decreases, and your hesitancy about it decreases, and you will be able to step into this power as soon as you can, without going through a whole lot of rigmarole, if you understand what I'm saying. It will become second nature to you. It will become, first nature to you. You will be able to do it that easily, but it will take time. It will take practice. And this is why we're encouraging you at this point in time to begin your practice of these skills, of this ability to connect with the divine crystalline energy that you are, and so that you can do what you need to do in the future. That is the most powerful message that we can present to you now, because what we are doing is giving you unlimited opportunities. We are taking away the restrictions. We're removing the blinders from your eyes. We're removing the shackles from your feet and from your arms. And therefore, you will be able to do what you need to do the way God had intended initially before religions shut everything down. Do you understand?
Thank you. And now, at the beginning, Carl told us that troubles are about to occur, that it's just started. Can you expand a bit on what troubles we'll be facing in the near future?
If you consider what has already happened and what has happened with your energy prices, imagine what will happen when energy goes and almost doubles again. How that will affect your trucking industry, how it will affect so much of your world, the prices that you have, and so forth. That is just part of it. Then you have earth changes coming, energy changes coming, all sorts of things that are going to present challenges for you. Without trying to make you afraid, what you need to focus on is that a new age is coming. New systems of things will be taking over. But for that to happen, the old systems must crumble. And in that crumbling, there is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of change. You all know, I would venture to say 95, 97, 98% of you don't like change. So it is, turbulence is a good way of putting it. Things are going to be changing. They'll be very different than they are now. But the end goal will also be very different than it is now, and it will be most wonderful. So we are asking you to not be so concerned about the individual bumps in the road, but to be more concerned with being able to be in your energy so that you can be in a vehicle where you won't feel the bumps as much, and you'll be able to navigate them. And this is what we are trying to encourage you to do today. You understand?
Thank you so much, Carl and friends. We love you and we thank you for this guidance.